Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Business, babies and burnout. Surviving the summer holidays as a busy mum. You might be a busy grandma as well, because you know what happens in the summer holidays? Grandmas get to babysit. And it might seem old saying grandma, but you might be a very young grandma, because a lot of my friends are grandparents at 40 odd. And yeah, so, and one of my friends has just had a baby at 43. So it's funny, isn't it? Like, we're all on different paths with our children. And we are approaching, well, as you are listening to this on the Friday, and I'll be on holiday. I'll be in Devon and I'll be off to Cornwall. And I have a child with additional needs. So luckily the 2 weeks out of the summer holidays for me is going to be away. The third week, my husband's not back at work till the 11th of August and he goes back on normal shift. So I've only got a couple of weeks then. But my auntie's about, and my mum, and so I am going to utilise and have some days off. I think I'm going to be strict and give myself I'm going to go through my diary this week and just make sure I've got a couple of days off, or just work a couple of mornings. And what I've done, I've said to a couple of parents, they've said, do you want to meet up? And I've committed to loads of mums, and I'm like, yeah, we'll meet up, but I'm going to do it. Even if it's on an evening or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So how are we going to survive these 6-week holidays? You might be a breeze. How do we do it when we are working? If we're in a business, you might be a nurse, you might be, a carer and a cleaner. We've still got to go to work. We've still got to manage everything. School holidays are really expensive. If you're like me, SEN clubs are like gold dust. They're hard, and if we do have SEN clubs, they tend to be just a couple of hours a day, which is no good for me. They are usually at the other side of town, not good for me. I need someone to pick my son up and bring him back, because it isn't worth it. And to be honest, he doesn't really want to go. He's 15 this year. He's like, I don't really want to go to these clubs, because he doesn't really want to go. So if I take him, he will do. So how are we going to manage this 6 weeks? One thing we are going to have to do is just manage our overwhelm. Just really journal hard, do your gratitude, make a plan and a focus. I know on the last episode, talking about, protecting ourselves, and also, people pleasing. That was one of the other episodes that I did. We have to say no. This is the 6 weeks where we say no. I've got friends that have the siblings' children. I'm like, oh, that would be a nightmare, because you're trying to help each other out. But my business is at home. But even though he's fine, he can play in the garden, I don't want to leave him and be, ignoring him and saying, oh, just play in your bedroom, because he wants to do things. But I don't know what the weather's going to be like, so we can't predict that as well. So I have put my husband's shifts in, and for a couple of weeks he started a 7:30 till 3:30 shift. So he's going to be home at reasonable time. So if I have to do a couple of evening clients, that's fine. It's just doing things like podcasting. I'll get up early and record my podcast. And I probably won't do any interviews, maybe to the end of August. Depending what my son's doing, I might do an interview, and then probably just get back into that come September. So it's just the overwhelm, just keeping sure that, we're all doing really good. If we're doing good on our food, like myself, and the exercise, just don't stop your routine. Just keep your routine going. Keep the momentum going, because I think if we stop, we just end up plateauing and we sink and we really can't claw back. We really struggle. So this is a really good opportunity to really enhance our manifesting practices, our visualization, get them, dust the dust off the crystals, and reread my book. If you've not read my book, just remind yourself of things. I forget things sometimes with manifesting, I've not really worked on that aspect of manifesting, even deep visualization. I did a bit last week and loads of crazy things happened. So sometimes we just need to reinvest and relook and look at some different podcasts, apart from mine, like what other podcasts are really helpful that are going to help me. It's really good to get different spins on different self-help tools if you struggle with your mental health. I think, if you are struggling with depression and mental health, this is a time where we need to really be vigilant on how our mood. So like, I have a mood tracker on Amazon, and it really helps a lot of people because they said like it just helps them fluctuations, because if we're getting more dips and highs, then we really need to think, right, what do we need to do? What strategies do we need to put in place? So we might want to up our exercise regime a little bit. Make sure we're eating really good, not all fatty, sluggish foods, because we are just going to be like, oh, I can't be bothered. And once we miss a few days exercise, then that just sends us into turmoil as well, because we're like, it's so easy to get on this journey of self-development and fitness. I can do a power hour with you and I will get you on track and your momentum will be so high. You'll be on a high for 2 weeks. But I can't be there to hold everybody's hands unless you're wanting to work with me on a weekly basis. But it's after a couple of weeks, we all start to flag. We all fall down. I had my one-to-one with Alicia the other week, and I put loads of new strategies and loads of things in place. It's just really good reminders of me and how good my business is going and where can I improve certain areas. And it had a massive, it had a really big effect on my business and everything that we're doing. So it was really good. So that, that one-to-one was just really spurred me on. Because it is nice to get someone's point of view, even as a coach. I don't really invest into coaching because I am highly qualified in what I do, but it is nice to, there's only so many people I would work with, to be fair, because to be honest, I teach a lot of what people teach, but there's only certain people that I would probably take advice to. I'm a bit stubborn like that. Because I've got to see the proof in the pudding and what people are doing. And if it's working for them, it's going to work for me. It has to be something super special for me to take advice from. So go and source the people online that are going to give you lots of free resources, lots of advice, lots of motivation, them golden nuggets. But also, how are we going to survive the overwhelm at home? The food, the spending on food. So it's preparing food and making I used to with my son, so making little packed lunch bags up, so making some sandwiches for a couple of days, putting some crisps and some bits of chocolate and cheese string in so children can just get them out of the fridge. Because if you're working and you've got things to do, have a bottom fridge. So I went in B&M's and Home Bargains, and there was these little boxes, so little tray boxes, so put some snacks in there, make sure you're replenishing all the time, and things that you can get, bulk your foods up. Cooked pasta. I cooked pasta. It lasts me about 3 days, only because I'm hungry. So I'm go and get some pasta, tuna pasta, sweet corn with a bit of sour cream. You can't go wrong with that. So I think it's about being one step ahead of yourself, really looking at what I can do to make my life easier. Look at what makes you overwhelmed, right? All the things that make you overwhelmed in a week. And look at how you can tackle the things on the priority list. And it usually is food and costs, maybe giving some spending money for the week and think, you know what, this is all you're having this week. Because honestly, we spend so much when, I went to a children's party yesterday, I ended up spending over £20 just on the arcades and bits and bobs, because they just don't get the value of money. So you're spending and you might not be able to afford to keep doing that, especially if you've got a few children. So it's making things last, doing things at home, getting some more colouring books out, creative things, get a paddling pool in the garden. It's honestly the cheap and cheerful things are the ones that I grew up on. I didn't have all this fancy stuff that my son gets. And they're the things that I remember growing up. Yeah, we don't play out like we used to because it isn't safe, and we used to play on the back fields, make swings and go in each other's houses. People don't go in each other's houses, but outsourcing and talking to other parents saying, well, actually, could you have my child this day? Could I have your child there? Get a WhatsApp group, get them together saying, how can we serve and help each other as parents? That is a really good thing. I know I've got parents that would have my child if I want, but it's the SEM part is, I know that he might have his ups and downs. So it's just don't be afraid to ask people to help, and parents and grandparents, but just look after you. And you probably won't have a lot of time for yourself over the summer holidays, but it's just about making the most of what we've got. Maybe get the children to do some chores, give them a couple of pens, just something that they try and motivate them to do different things, because they get bored really quick. I know we used to get bored back in the day, but we didn't have any devices. So children are sort of looking out because they've got devices, they've got the things that they want to, they can talk to the friends on WhatsApp. We didn't have that back then. We had to go and play out with our friends. And it is sad that children don't do that now, but equally, it is easy for us as parents. So it's just finding out cheap days where we can go out, free days, go for walks in the forest, take a picnic, go for a drive, take a ball in the park, it's go to the beach. It's just things we feel like we have to do so much. And I think we also can feel like a bit of guilt because we feel like we have to be spending so much money. We feel like we have to be giving lots of time, but even just an hour quality of time a day if you are working, that hour, like my son loves that bit of just quality time. We'll go and play with his toys and his teddies, we'll do a bit of role play. He'll be fine if I just do that with him every day. He doesn't want 5 to 6 hours with me because I think sometimes we think, oh, we need to give him all day. Oh, we're going to do with him all day today. It is really hard. And like when school's out, we suddenly are the CEO of snacks, screen time, management, running your business all at the same time. But, you are going to feel like your to-do list is laughing at you right now. But we're all going to be like that. So, this is what this episode is about. It's starting from like balancing the burnout, and you might have a new baby, but we don't want to be losing the plot either. So you might have had a new baby, you might be due to have a new baby, and you've got your school holidays off, and it's going to be hard, and you're like, where do I go? And our heads just like spin. But we need permission to pause. You don't have to keep the same pace during summer. Slower seasons are still productive. Rest is part of our strategy. If all you do during the 6 weeks is show up once or twice, then you are still winning at doing different, being the parent. We can't do everything. Our children are so used to being at school most of the time, or college. Of course they're going to be bored, but we can't feel guilty for that. It didn't do us any harm, did it? Like we just created our own fun. And we had just colouring books and like a Sega Mega Drive. It shows my age now. But we didn't have a lot, did we? But it is just temporary, and we just need to just focus on getting through this 6 weeks now we might not have 6 weeks. And if you are going away, that makes a hell of a difference if you're going away, because we can just switch off when we're on holiday. One thing I would recommend is protect your peace. Say no to draining plans, mute group chats, and just guard your energy that little bit. Just don't take anyone's nonsense on, because it will make you just spiral down. And boundaries are self-care, and it's also a really good business strategy. Remember, your business was built for your life, not the other way around. Whether you're in sales mode or survival mode, you're still showing up. You've got this, so just have a look in my Linktree. There's lots of tools in there, and you've got all your episodes on here. Just journal. What I recommend is journal, plan, just write a full, if you've got to sit down with your partner, if you're in a partnership, just sit down and look at the projection and look, actually, let's work as a team. I'm not doing everything, because it always falls, I feel, on the mother. And if you're co-parenting, then I see this happening all the time. The father's just working the summer, and this is like one of my friends, and the children are off. Why should it be down to you? So they have to make accommodations as well to have time off, because 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, doing, if you've got to just move the goalposts a little bit, you have to. I know it's, I've got friends that do co-parent and they have specific days, but, they've got their grandparents their side, and their parents might have to take some extra time on. And just for the 6 weeks, while the children are off, you might have children going into high school, so you might have to get everything planned, might be starting primary school, or just starting college, all on different journeys. So don't give yourself a hard time, honestly. Just give yourself some grace and give yourself a pat on the back, because if you've got a child with additional needs like myself, it's going to be tough, it's going to be hard, because we are just constantly non-stop. School is like our respite in a way, because they go to school and they get fed, and they're stimulated at school and they're well taken care of. But if they're off at home during the day, I mean, you might have children that can just stay on their own at home, but you're still going to be worrying about them, so it's still keeping them safe as well. This is why I've got Ring doorbells, because we can keep an eye on everything, can't we? So yeah, I just want you to just look after yourselves while it's the half term. If you need any help with anything, send me a voice note. But set yourself what I want you to do is set yourself an accountability buddy up for summer, like a mum accountability buddy, and just try and work together and just come up with some strategies. If you can help each other and just, help and support and think of ways that you can do it together, then it just, it honestly makes such a difference, because, when you're stronger together, especially as females, we can really make it work. But we always stress and think, oh, we've got to do this all on our own. And we do. We literally just take everything on ourselves, and we just don't think about other things that are going on around us. But I do try and plan. And I'm looking at my diary and I'm speaking to my mum saying, I don't want to take advantage, but would you mind entertaining him a little bit? I've still got to work. I probably won't work as hard as I normally do, but it's fine, because it'll be soon 6 weeks, and I've got to just spend this time just trying to get through it. That's all it is. It's me just getting through this half term now. So anyway, I'll leave it there. So I will be on holiday when you listen to this, if you are listening to this while I'm away. And yeah, have a great holiday if you are going away. Don't forget to download some episodes. Just, there's lots of back catalogue episodes that you can dive into and just listen to them while you're on the plane, or just like on a beach. You can listen to little old me. So anyway, have a great day, and I will speak to you later. Bye for now. If you're feeling called to go deeper, to align more, create more, and really step into that next version of you, you'll find everything you need in my Linktree, from my book Manifesting Through Motherhood to powerful resources and ways we can work together. It's all there waiting for you. Come and find me on Instagram or Facebook. I love hearing what landed with you. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who is on their own journey too. And happy manifesting.